Welcome back, folks, to another episode of the Ludomancer's Vault, and I'm going to be giving you a walkthrough of my Scorpion Clan painted army. I was asked to do some army showcases because when I do the army reviews of the lists and the abilities and the personalities, you don't get a great view of the models, just sort of a cursory introduction to them as I lift some of them up to the camera. So here I'm going to give you some close-ups, and hopefully you'll get an appreciation for the depth of the range, and hopefully you like my paint jobs. I try to do things to a tabletop standard so that they look good from 4 feet away. If you zoom in on them, you might see some flaws, but at least the army is painted. I've heard someone once say my favorite color is done, and I agree. So why don't we start? We'll go from right to left. Over here on the far right, we have the Scorpion Strike. These are the unique spearmen, which are associated with the Scorpion Clan, and I've done them in a basic red. I do a basic red for all the Scorpion that are red, just using a red spray paint over black and then dry brushing up through 3 layers of red. These are the straw targets, which you can see there's some living samurai in the back and some straw men in the front. Very unique Scorpion unit. Here I've got some 3D prints, fantastic Bayushi Hisa, which was printed out for me by my friend Kyle, based off the original card art, and then a whole bunch of 3D printed peasants, which I want to say are from Kyoshu Neko. So if I get that wrong, I apologize. And I painted them mostly with contrast paints, Citadel contrast paints, grays and yellows for their peasant garments and their bamboo spears. Here we've got the elusive ninja bowmen, and they are just basically black. I chose little white flowers, by the way, for most of my scorpions, just to be a little bit reminiscent of like cherry blossoms, which of course grow on trees, not on the ground, but to set up that juxtaposition between the scorpion's sinister nature and then these beautiful flowers, wherever they go. Figure that out. These are the Bayushi House Guard, and in the front we have Bayushi Aramoro and Bayushi Kachiko. And I did a little bit of freehand work on Kachiko, which hopefully doesn't look too terrible, but she's got some scorpion designs on her kimono. Well, there's my thumb instead. So she looks pretty good from a distance and up close. She probably won't win any awards, but functional. And I think the overall effect on the unit, the red came out nicely here with these guys. In the back, we've got a few more of those ninja bowmen. I like to take 2 units in my army typically. Got an assortment of characters up here. Let's see if I can get them all right. Bayushi Yokuan, Bayushi Tasu, Undead Bayushi Shoju. This is a Yojimbo, painted in scorpion colors. We have Yogo Asami. We have Living Bayushi Shoju. And here we have Bayushi, is that Togai, I think? He's the guy who jumps out. And this is Bayushi Hisa, the official model. There's an experienced version of Hisa. I think this guy looks a little bit more experienced. He's got some fancy armor on. In the back we have, I think that's Bayushi Togai with the Black Cabal. So the Black Cabal are mostly black, you know, dry brushed up to gray, some gold highlights, red Mempo, and then led by a veteran Scorpion. He came in the original Scorpion box set. And then over here, I think that's Shosuro Hametsu there, the Poison Master with the Naginata, leading the Crimson Legion. These guys are all wearing court caps. I guess we couldn't afford actual armored hats for them. So they look kind of snazzy, wearing their fancy hats for formal, semi-formal occasions. And then over here on the left, as I said in the other video, I used the Mantis Mercenaries model for the Scorpion Claws, because there are no Scorpion Claws models ever released. They're supposed to be equipped with Sai, which are those rice planting tools that Raphael from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles uses. But instead, these guys have a bunch of fancy, kind of weird weapons, halberds, spears, whatever the heck these are supposed to be, like some kind of punch blades. So those are the Scorpion Claws. Very fun unit on the table. In the back, we have the Shadow Assassins in two forms. We've got a ranked unit of Shadow Assassins. And there were a bunch of ninja models put out by AEG that were just called ninjas. So some of these guys, he's supposed to be like just a generic Gunso or Chewie, or he could be used for any ninja character. So some of these are the AEG ninjas, and some of them are the Shadow Assassins. They can be a ranked unit, or they can be a unit of skirmishers. So these are the official Shadow Assassins models. And these guys run around and throw smoke pots and are generally kind of annoying. And that is the Shadow Assassins. So that is my Scorpion Army showcase. This is probably, again, around 3,000 points if we added all this up. Probably more because of the personalities. If you put all the personalities on the table, that's a lot. You know, Undead Shoju himself is 365 points alone. So let's say 3,000 to 4,000 points. You probably use only about half of this. I usually take about 4 ranked units of melee troops and then maybe 3 units of skirmishers along with some personalities. But you could build the army, you know, however you want. So that would be the Scorpion Army showcase for the day. I hope it motivates you to go out and paint some miniatures of any kind, but especially Clan War or Samurai models. You can do it. They look a little bit intimidating with all of the lacing on the armor, but you don't have to necessarily paint all the lacing. You know, dry brushing will get a lot of the detail. And then I save the lacing a lot of times for my fanciest troops. So I will go in and I will put the lacing in individually on, for example, the House Guard, because they're going to have the best armor and equipment. And the other guys are just going to have something, you know, more serviceable. So don't be intimidated. Dry brushing is your friend. And I hope to see your Clan War or Samurai armies on the table as well. That's it today for Ludomancer's Vault. Take care.